You know what? In all honesty, the plan was not to have one of these this month. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew, and today I was a naughty book collector, and I have a book haul for you, but before we get into that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow, and you can check the description box down below for links to all my social media, including information about my Patreon and other associated social media links. And with that out of the way, we're going to jump right onto this book haul. It's actually a very reasonable book haul. I've read most of these books. Yay me! I haven't read a few of them. Bad Andrew. Smack on the wrist. But we're going to start with a couple review copies that I received. And I'm going to air quotes review copies because one is a series that I've already completed and then a short story collection came out. This is The Gorgon Incident and Other Stories by John Bierce. It has a really cool cover. And let me tell you what, guys. I think this is some of John Bierce's best work. I'm about 40% into it at the time of recording, and so far, I've pretty much loved every single story. Then I did A Reign of Emerald Fire, and I believe this is by Matthew J. Turner. This is coming out, I believe, this year in February? Question mark coming out in February. Anyway, when I accepted this, I was like, oh, I love the premise of this. This sounds right up my alley. It sounds like a great palate cleanser. I'm really backed up on review copies, and Matthew was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Get to it when you get to it. If you can talk about it. Hey, look at this cover. It's fantastic. So I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this book because I'm excited to read it. So I'm going to have a link to, I believe, either pre-order or purchase in the description box down below for you to check out. And this is A Reign of Emerald Fire by Matthew J. Turner. Please do yourself a favor and look this one up. Now, the rest are physical books. And it's quite a lot of physical books. But again, I've read most of these. What I've been doing with my book hauls is being very intentional and buying books that I've either listened to on audio or read on ebook. And I'm like, you know what? I really wish I'd owned these. And now I own these books. And I've actually even gone a step further, and on my Amazon wishlist, which I link in the description box down below, I've actually replaced a bunch of the books that I was like excited and wanted to read. And I was like, no. There are some books that I should have in my collection, and I just don't because I never owned them physically. And I've now replaced those books on my Amazon wishlist, so to make my future book hauls a little bit more intentional. We're going to start with one that I have read. This is a replacement copy. And this is A Plague of Giants by Kevin Hearn. You've kind of seen me in previous hauls. I got Blight of Blackwings and Curse of the Kraken. Curse of the Kraken sounds wrong. Curse of Krakens. There we go. I had to go peek off to the side. This is that matching size. In the US, you kind of had two choices. You either had the hardcover or you had the mass market paperback. And I like these because even though book 1 has the same cover art, in this style, books 2 and 3 have different cover art, and I like those better. So this was the collection or the edition for me, so I've replaced my copy and gotten this one. So I've already read this. I've already hauled this before. You're just kind of seeing it now for the first time. And then oddly enough, I traded my mass market paperback to a member on my Discord of A Plague of Giants for The Warden by Daniel M. Ford. And I've actually walked through bookstores multiple times, and I was like, you know what, I should probably pick this up. It sounds right up my alley. I think it's something to do with like a cursed forest or something like that. But when he was like, hey, would you like to trade? And I was like, are you sure? It's a mass market paperback. He's like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, all right. Let's go. And it arrived in fantastic condition. So I have this on my shelf. I didn't buy this. I just traded for it. And I'm very excited to check it out because ever since I've seen this book, I've been interested in kind of reading it. Because it's got amazing cover art. You know, cover art sells. And then let's do the next 6 books. Because they're all by the same author. We're going to start in this order. We'll do it correctly. And this is Promise of Blood. This is the Broken Binding edition. I couldn't help myself. I don't have a Broken Binding subscription. These are the tier 2s, so these are not signed or numbered, but I still wanted to have them in my collection. They've got a nice ribbon in them. I don't know if you can quite see it because it's got black sprayed edges. There you go. You can kind of see the ribbon right there, but I ended up Promise of Blood. I've read this one already. You're going to kind of start seeing a theme here. When I say I've read them. I read these years ago. I'll put up in the cards right here some of my reviews of these. If I still have them on the channel. They should still be on the channel. I don't know. It'll be right there. We've got Crimson Campaign right here as well. Again, this is tier 2. It's got this gorgeous kind of naked hardcover. Again, these were just books that I couldn't quite pass up. We've also got Autumn Republic in that nice broken binding set. And in fact, I should show you this because I feel like I'm doing you a disservice if I don't. Bear with me for a second. The sprayed edges make this gorgeous kind of just image. I'm very happy to have these now. Although I'm not going to be displaying them edge out. I know some people do, but that's just not kind of my thing. And if you thought that was the end of Powder Mage, well, no, I went and picked up the sequel trilogy in hardcover as well, because guess what? I've read these as well. In fact, these books are better than these books. So if Broken Binding ever does a special edition of these, I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I do have Mylar covers on the way to Mylar wrap these, and also the third book in this, because the first two are Mylar wrapped because I bought them as a set, because these are in fact signed. And this is Sins of Empire #1. We've got Wrath of Empire #2. I believe this one is signed as well. Nope, this one is not signed. So just the first book was signed. Well, that's a bummer. I thought they were both signed. Oh, well. Oh, no, it is signed. It's just on a different page. There we go. It's signed. Focus, camera. Focus in. There you go. That kind of nice slanting signature. So it is signed. It's just got its own little signature page. And then on Pango Books, I went and got Blood of Empire. It's not in great condition, but it is in serviceable condition. I can Mylar wrap this, and you won't ever even be able to really tell the difference. So there's that one. Let's see. What do I want to talk about next? So my patron Sharon, before she passed, she sent me Troy, Lord of the Silver Bow. Well, I've read the whole Troy trilogy, but I didn't have books 2 and 3. Book 2 is Shield of Thunder by David Gemmell. And book 3 is Fall of Kings by David Gemmell. And it's funny because most people are like, hey, where should I start with David Gemmell? And I'm like, well, I started with the Troy trilogy. So I started with the best and then went back to his origins and started reading forward. But man, like, if you do want to start with the Troy trilogy is exquisite. It's fantastic. It's great writing. I highly, highly recommend you check this out. My friend, patron, and Discord moderator, Patrick, aka Hodalore, sent me the Darth Bane collection of the Legends editions of Star Wars. Or Star Wars Legends Darth Bane trilogy. I don't know. There are a couple trilogies on Star Wars that I'm like, you know what? Like, as much as I'm mad that you made these Legends, I still want to reread these stories. I've got the Thrawn trilogy on my wish list as well. And I haven't read the Thrawn trilogy in probably 17 years. I'm talking the original Thrawn trilogy, not the Disney Thrawn trilogy. But, yeah, we have got, let's see, Rule of Two is book number 2. So, book number 1 is Path of Destruction. Again, I read these as a teenager. We've got Rule of Two. These do have decent covers. I just don't like this Essential Legends Collection banner because it's non-canon and stuff like that. And then we've got Dynasty of Evil. So, I have read this entire trilogy. I love it. I do want to get back and reread some Star Wars here, and probably next year. The only thing I don't like is it goes Del Rey, Penguin. Why? It's just, there was no particular reason to do that. And of course the Penguin one's like, well, we got to have the same spine, but let's make it just a little bit different so it doesn't line up. Anyway, that's just me ranting at the publishing industry. My friend Nico and his wife kind of sent some gifts for my kids. And then, of course, you know, if Nico's going to be sending me something, he's going to sneak in some book mail. And that's exactly what Nico did. He snuck in Traitors Not. This is Wars of Light and Shadow, Alliance of Light, book 4. I believe this one only exists in paperback. I don't believe it has a hardcover release, which is just a darn shame. But he had kind of a spare copy of this, and he was kind enough to send this to me. I don't know when I'm going to start Wars of Light and Shadow. It'll probably be 2025 at the earliest, and probably later 2025. I've got all the hardcovers, except, well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the hardcovers. 6 of the hardcovers? Can I count? I can count. So I have the first 6 in hardcover, which is technically the first 7, and now I've got this one in trade paperback. And, yeah. So let's talk about a book that I was a beta reader for. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about this, but I will shout its praises from the rooftops. This is The Bloodstones by Victoria Tekken, and this book is amazing. This is a start of a world that Tori has been working on for, I think, going on 15 or 20 years when she first kind of came up with the idea, and then she decided she wanted to go back and explore the origins of her original trilogy. She hasn't written that trilogy yet. She decided to write this one first, and I'm so glad she did. If you want to read this story, I highly recommend the physical copy. It feels amazing in the hand. Like, they just did a fantastic job on this book, and I was a beta reader for this. I haven't read the finished product. I know the audiobook is getting ready to come out, which is narrated by the amazing Andrew D. Meredith, and I can't wait to check it out and re-listen to it. And of course you knew that if H.C. Newell was going to drop another book. I love H.C. Newell. She's a fantastic individual, one of my just favorite bookish people. And so we've got, I'm going to mispronounce this, H.C., I'm so sorry. It's Shadows of Endaria. Nindira by H.C. Newell. This is the third book in the trilogy. This is the special edition. This is signed and numbered. I did purchase this because I just absolutely love this. But like, look at the attention to detail in this hardcover. Does the like naked hard? Oh, it's this nice kind of. It feels kind of nice. The standard hardcover without the dust jacket. I like how smooth that feels. The quality of this. She's got some like tip-ins that are like kind of transparent, so you can kind of see the text through it. I think these are stunning, stunning editions. I'm actually reading Forbidden Realm in February when you are seeing this book haul. So I'm very, very excited to return to this world that HC has started. Then I kind of did a short on this one, but basically I fell in love with Ray Bradbury. And I was just like, oh man, like Ray Bradbury passed in 2012. Is there a way I can get a signed copy? Well, you know where this is going. Apparently, he did some collaborations with Subterranean Press. You can kind of see right here, this is my certificate of authenticity. And, I mean, he was old when this happened. Like, I think he was 87, almost 90. So, but we do have a signed, can I kind of show it to you? A signed Ray Bradbury of Marionettes Incorporated. This has quite a few short stories in it. So this is a collection. It's only 120 pages, but the main goal really was to get Ray Bradbury's signature in my collection somehow or another. There was another one that they did that was like Farewell Summer or something like that. That was 3 times the price and came with like a slipcase. And I was just like, oh man, like, should I? And I was like, well, let's start with this. And then maybe if I continue to love Ray Bradbury as much as I have, I can invest that. Yeah. So anyway, I lost my place. Hold on, bear with me, recalibrating. Next books. So we've got 2 more books that I've read, and of course we've got some Will White. We've got The Captain, and we have got The Engineer. I read The Engineer right at the end of 2023, and it was absolutely delightful. I am so happy to have these in my collection now. This is just adding to my Will White kind of collection. I've got Olive Cradle. This is the new size that he kind of prints in from Hidden Gnome Publishing. It's got a new logo and everything. So these aren't going to match the same size as my Cradle, but like by the time they released this new edition, it was like the last book in the series. I think it was Waybound is the last one. And I was just like, I have to like continue the series in the size I've already got it, because Collector Brain won't let me not do so. But new series, new size, and I'm very happy to just be able to flip through these. And I can't wait to read the next book when Will White decides to give it to us. Now here we've got some books that I didn't like. I haven't read them, but like I've read the first book. Basically what ended up happening is I started reading my mass market paperback of Old Man's War, and I was like, man, this book is really good. I should just probably go and get the rest of the series, but I don't want to buy them in mass market paperback. Is there a different way to do that? Well, the UK paperback is this size, so it's basically the size of a hand instead of the size of like half a hand. So I went and sent off from Blackwell's, which has free international shipping, to get Old Man's War, The End of All Things, The Human Division. I know these are out of order. Don't judge me. The Last Colony, and The Ghost Brigades. And I know you're probably thinking, well, where's Zoe's Tale? Well, they didn't have it available in this size, so I don't know what that was all about. They only had it available in the kind of mass market paperback size. And I was like, well, I don't want that. So I've just got these 5. But because I knew there was 6, I did a boo-boo. And I accidentally ordered a 6th book by John Scalzi. The problem with this is The Last Empress is the 3rd book in a completely different trilogy. I believe it's called the Interdependency Trilogy. So my next book haul, you can expect to see me rectify this issue by buying books 1 and 2. Because that's exactly what I did. But Blackwell's kind of takes a little bit to like process. They want 72 hours to process. It takes about a week to ship. So that won't arrive in time to make this book haul. Just know that I've purchased them and you'll see them later. So this is me just buying a whole trilogy based off of an oopsie, which kind of seems a little on brand and a little on character. And now for the creme de la creme. I have been waiting for this, I think, since February of 2023 when the Kickstarter happened. Maybe it was in January even. We have got Threadlight by Zach Argyle in this wonderful Kickstarter edition. Look at this right here on the back. Can I get the camera to focus? Will it focus in? I don't know if you can read that. This says, the only flames that are remembered are the ones that burn the world. And I believe I did a short on this because I was so excited. And I think I said there were 6 illustrations. It's not true. It does have like custom in sheets. Let's make sure I'm getting you into the map on the back. And then it's also got, it's got interior illustrations. It's got these great little chapter heads. You can kind of see that. That's new. And it's also got like illustrations throughout. It is signed. No, wait. It helps if I show you the signature page. It's signed right there. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 illustrations in total in this entire bind up of the trilogy, which is actually just the size of pretty much a standard fantasy hardback. It only comes in, I think, at 800-ish pages. I was actually really impressed how well that was done. It's like 800 and... Give me a second. I'm having trouble flipping the pages because I'm fat fingering the whole thing. There's a whole bunch of quotes in the back. 827 pages. And frankly, the whole trilogy in one single bind up, yes, please. This thing is a stunner. I do have a regret that I didn't get the slipcase for it, just because I think that would have even increased it even better. Like, it would have just made it pop even more in my mind, which is kind of hard to do with just how nice this turned out. So, well done, Zach. I'll go ahead and show you just the sprayed edge. And this thing is stunning. That's a great way to kind of just close out this book haul. I absolutely am thrilled with my pickups. Again, I've read most of these, which makes me feel a lot better about buying these books. And this is kind of the plan going forward, at least through the first half of the year with my book hauls. I didn't intend to buy enough to warrant a book haul at the beginning of the year, but I mean, it is what it is. A collector's gonna collect. I can't seem to slow down. But that's all I've really got for you today, guys. Till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my passion and my hobby. It means the world to me.